Share screen from here and share. Okay, so this will be the pie chart lecture part 2, and I'm going to tell you about how we are learning about the vocabulary of the pie chart. Here are a few examples of good wording of the largest section of your pie chart. Okay, largest section. It is clear that the meat represents the largest portion of consumption, whereas fish is undoubtedly the smallest. Okay, it means here we have used, it is clear that we have mentioned here some product like meat, fish, whatever that represents. So this is the language you will keep in mind, represents the largest portion of meat, okay, portion of meat consumption, okay, meat. It is clear that meat represents the largest portion of consumption, whereas fish is undoubtedly the smallest. So there can be different things and you can compare them according to your requirement and need, okay, like this. Okay, so sales of rice stood at 25% in 1925, which is the majority of sales. Okay, if the percentage is around 60, nearly a third, you can say. If the percentage is around 52%, over a half of all respondents and or the products. Okay, here are a few examples of good wording for the smallest section of your pie chart, like a small fraction, exactly 30% of students. If the percentage is around 25, roughly a quarter of respondents. Quarter means the fourth part, 25%. You know about that quarter, half, okay? Roughly a quarter respondents, whereas sales for wheat were just 10%. Okay, were just 10. It means that we are showing the just means a smallest portion, just only, okay, 10% of the sales. So that is showing the small fraction, a little part, a small part. Then in 1955, in 1955, you can see here, in 1955, yes. In 1950, approximately 3/4 were sold, whereas in 1960, this had fallen to just under a fifth. So here you can see some expression, like if the thing is 50%, you can say a half, okay, written form, percentage, and you can, in fraction, you can 1/2 means half, okay. Then a third, 33%, two-thirds, 66%, three-quarters, 75%, a quarter, 25%. You know, if we want to express like this, we can also. Presentation, add slides, and how to describe a pie chart. You can see here which tense should you use. So this is very important. The students are always conscious that what tense we can use. There are the two basic rules you should follow. Check the graph title and the pie chart subtitle, look for dates. So what things will manage that what tense you will use? You will check the title. Title will tell you that it is about the present or about the past or about the future, okay? And the pie chart subtitle, there are some subtitles, look for dates. When you will see dates, then if the year is before the present year, 2018, use the past tense. If the year is after the present, like 2009, we can say that 2023. So that will be in the future. So use the future tense. Now, right now, this is 2021. So you can say if it is 2023, it means this is future. So use the future tense. If there is no year, use the present simple tense. Okay. If the time is not mentioned, you will use the present simple tense. We can say that the prices are increased, the prices are decreased. So this is present simple life. Okay. Check you don't accidentally switch the tense halfway through. So this is very important that you can't change the tense in the middle of the time. You use the present tense and then you use the future, then that is a wrong method. Okay, so you must see this. check you don't okay, sometimes you will get charts and graphs that will require you to use more than one tense, but do this deliberately and with caution. So if there are some situations you do this deliberately means that you must be aware that when you are using the present, when you are using the past or the future. Okay, so have you got the idea about the pie chart? So here you can see the model answer for a pie chart. Okay, so you can see this pic. Okay, so this pic is, I want to make it more visible by reducing the size. Okay, so this is a model question, model answer for a pie chart. We are going to read it, and that will give you a lot of information that how to write the pie chart. 2040 world food consumption. Okay, world food consumption. It means that all the world. Okay, so what happened with the consumption of the vegetables? This is 10.5. Then the rice 2.5. Then the meat 31.4 percentage, and then the fruits 10.6, and then it is fish. It is 27.9%, and then bread. It is 5.5, and then cereals, that is 11.7. So this is showing the whole picture, and we can see the biggest consumptions here in yellow and the purple, and we can see these are near to each other. Okay, 10, 11. Okay, then we are seeing the least consumption here, that is rice. I think that is rice. Okay, so this is the overview. Overall, we are watching what is happening in this pie chart. And after that, when we observe it, then we try to write on this. And when we shall read the sample pie chart, we shall come to know about that how it is. The pie chart shows the shares of total world food consumption held by each of 7 different food types in 2014. So this is the introduction. Okay, you have paraphrased the information. So the pie chart shows the shares of total food consumption held by each of 7. So we have counted the 7 different food types in 2014. So there is not written 7, okay, but we have counted them and we have written 7 different food types in 2014. Meat is consumed the most is showing the highest. Okay, consumed the most. So this is showing the highest at 31.4%. Fish has the second highest consumption, the second highest consumption levels. So we are mentioning the major informations first at 27.9%. This is required. If it is written in the pie chart, you must mention this. Okay, so 27, you just mentioned the fish is the second highest consumption levels, and you put here full stop. No, this is wrong. You will have to put the value. You will have to tell what is the amount of consumption, that is 27.9%. Cereals consumption represent 11.7% of the total. Fruits share of consumption is share of consumption, that is represent. Cereals consumption represent. So there are different words. I have highlighted them in yellow for your overall learning and overall vocabulary. If you will learn them, so they will help you a lot in the coming writing class. You will do share of consumption is 10.6%, followed closely by vegetables at 10.5%, and then bread at 5.5%. The smallest food group in terms of world consumption is rice at 2.4%. So now we are going to have overview. It is called overview. The graph shows that overall global consumption is widely dispersed among food types. No one type has a majority share. Animal-based foods, meat and fish, do make up the majority of consumption when added together. It is important to note, however, that based on the information in this pie chart, no conclusion can be drawn about the dietary diversity of an individual person. Okay, so they have said that overall, if we say that some people are eating more and more and more, no. So if we see the here, meat is consumed 31.4. Here you can say 27.9% is the fish. Okay, so there are different levels of eating by different types of food. Okay, so here you can see that how to compare two pie charts, the language to compare two pie charts. So this is very important that we need the language. Every time the students are worried about the language, they are worried about the vocabulary, that what words we shall use in our writing task. One, what type of words we shall use for comparison, for highest, for lowest, for different types of writings. So here we are going to tell you about these things, and you will come to know right now about these things. Okay, so I am just showing you that what we are going to learn about pie charts. So here, how to compare two pie charts.